Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome to the Pink Show today.
Right.
We got dressed at separate times, and our pinks kind of conflict a little, but it is what it is. You get us pink today.
It's kind of like our relationship.
Conflicts a little?
Just a little.
That's cheesy.
And there you go.
Anyway, good morning. Welcome to the Daily Huddle. Thanks for joining us today. We are your host. I'm Kimberly. This is Zach, and it's Monday, right?
It is.
Money Monday.
Sure. Here again. So looking forward to today, both during and after the Daily Huddle. So it's a new week, and we're all above ground. So that's a good thing. So, all right. Well, our question of the day
You sound like an old man.
is, well, the older you get, the more grateful you are for that status. The question of the day is, are annuities a wise retirement choice? And that might be a question that none of you have ever asked. It might be something that you've never heard of, or it might be something, the concept of an annuity, that you have preconceived notions about from previous experiences. Either way, we're going to talk about that if I can talk, and kind of go through what that is. What is an annuity? Why would somebody want to use it, or would they want to use it? And who might and might not want to use that as part of their retirement strategy?
Yeah, and you guys be thinking of your questions or things that you've heard, because we'll open it up at the end to really have a conversation with y'all. I think for us, it's always a big question and answer session with clients and with people, and just tell me how this works. Tell me about this. Well, why did I hear they were bad? Or whatever. So what is an annuity? What is an annuity?
Well, at its basis, an annuity is a contract with an insurance company that has certain parameters about how you put money in and what happens to it after you put it there, how they pay you back, how you take it out, all those kind of things. But it is a contract that has rates of return, either guaranteed or not guaranteed, built into it. And they're all different types of annuities. And I think that's one of the biggest things to understand, is that when the word annuity comes out, and it might not be so bad now. When we started 20 years ago, the word annuity would send some people into a retreat, because I'm not doing that. And a lot of that, I think, comes from the original. The word annuity comes from to annuitize, which means I'm going to give you a lump sum of money, and you're going to give it back to me at a set amount over a certain period of time. And originally, when annuities came out, if I gave you a lump sum of money, and it was for, let's say, a lifetime annuity, you would pay me until I passed away. And the reason they got a bad reputation, I guess, is because if I gave you my lump sum of money and it was supposed to pay me for 20 years, and something happened to me in 5 years, my family didn't get that money back. They didn't get the rest of that money. That was kind of the gamble that the insurance company was playing, and that the annuitant or the investor was playing. That type of annuity is still out there, but they are not the only thing going. And the term annuity now is just referring to a contract with an insurance company for a lump sum of money.
Yeah, so basically you take a lump sum of money and you put it into this policy, this contract called an annuity, and it gives you whatever you want it to give you, right? So sometimes, maybe not, but sometimes it'll guarantee that obviously I guess that there are a million different types of annuities, right? There are variable annuities, there's indexed annuities, there's fixed annuities, there's guaranteed annuities. Let's talk about fixed indexed annuities, because those are the ones that I like the most. Are there all those different kinds? Yes, absolutely. But we're going to talk about fixed indexed annuities today, so we can talk about continue this conversation instead of talking about all the ifs, ands, and buts. We'll just talk about that one particular type of annuity. So basically, you give the insurance company a lump sum of money for something, right? What is the guarantee that you get for them? All of them have a guarantee against loss, so you're guaranteed never to lose the principal that you put in. And typically every year, as the market performs, or your index, because it's not really in the market, it's tracking an index, performs, you lock in your gains. So let's say I put $100,000 in today, I track an index, I make 10,000. Next year, my new floor is 110,000. I can never lose less than 110,000. And it does that every single year and allows me to lock in my gains. Obviously, if I don't have any gains, then I just stay level, but I never lose. I can never lose my money. So that is a big plus for a lot of people, especially when they get close to retirement age, right? Is that guarantee against loss. They've spent their entire career growing their asset and amassing whatever fortune they have to be able to draw from, right, for retirement. And now they don't want to lose it. They're 5 years out. This is my plan. And if we have a 2008 market correction, then it's going to be a problem because it's going to take me 10 more years, right, before I can retire. And I'm going to retire now. So people use annuities, especially at that time, for that guarantee, but it'll do two different things, in my opinion. It will either give you, I guess always it'll kind of give you a slow and steady return on your money, is what I tell people. I wouldn't expect to make 20, 30, 40% in an annuity. It's not going to happen, right? And in your mind, I think you need to be, thinking probably closer to the 5% range. But again, you're guaranteed against loss. So people either use an annuity to allow that money to grow safely and conservatively, right, in that investment, or they use that annuity for an income stream. And that's the one that I really, really, really love. We're all conditioned. Most of us are employees, obviously before we retire. A lot of us are employees, and we are growing our money, but every 2 weeks we get a paycheck, right? Every 2 weeks for our entire lives, we're getting a paycheck. What happens when we retire and those paychecks stop coming, right? Because we've grown all this money that we didn't want to touch because it's for retirement, and now we're at retirement, and it's this natural tendency not to touch that money, right? But you have to, because you have to have your paychecks. You have to have that money coming in. So I like to use an annuity for that guaranteed pension, that guaranteed income stream that you'll never outlive, that, worst case scenario, this is how much money I'm making every single month because it's coming into me contractually bound, right, by the insurance company. And you're going to have that money coming in, every single month for the rest of your life. So you're never going to outlive it. I think at retirement, when you get to that point, that is a huge peace of mind, is to know, right, what your bases are covered.
Yeah, I mean, that's that's our ultimate goal when we sit down with anybody, is to get to that date of retirement and them have enough assets to live the way that they want to live comfortably and not have to worry about running out of money. And so when you get to that point and it's time to retire, having the ability to turn on an income stream that is set, and you can set it for inflation so it can increase. Obviously, you would start lower and then have a 3% adjustment for inflation. So there's a lot of different tools that you can use from that perspective. But when you think about an overall portfolio, where does an annuity fit if I'm not retiring right now? Is that something that anybody should consider? Let's say I've got 15 years left of work. Do I need to look at annuities? Should I consider that at all?
Are you asking?
I'm asking you, yes.
Guess what the answer is? It depends. A lot of people like conservative, right? A lot of people like guarantees. A lot of people like to know that they're guaranteed to never lose anything in that account. And if that's you and that's what you're interested in, then yes, I think that's a great idea. There are also annuities out there, one in particular, that gives you bonuses on your income. So you kind of have to think about annuities, and it's really important that if you guys are looking for one or you have questions for one, please make sure, obviously, we'd love for you to reach out to us, but please make sure whoever you're speaking with is very educated, because there are a lot of moving parts to annuities, and you just want to make sure that you understand them all. But annuities a lot of times give you a bonus, right? Where does the bonus go? And I think that's a big question. So if you think about your money, right? You got your money in the annuity, and this is kind of your pot of money. And then you've got your income stream and how much you can pull out of it, right? Two totally different things, even though it feels like the same. When you have an annuity, the annuity company, the insurance company will give you a bonus either on your money or on your income stream, one or the other. So we have this one annuity that's amazing that will give you a 15% bonus on your money when you put your money in day one, and they'll give you that bonus. I put $100,000 in, I have $115,000 working for me in this index for the next however many years I keep my money in there. I have another annuity that will give you a bonus on the income. So, and remember, that's this bucket. So they'll give you a 30% bonus on your income, not on your money, but on your income. So if I put $100,000 into that annuity today, I still have 100,000, but my income is based on 130,000. How do I get that 130,000? I pull out that as an income stream instead of lump summing it back out to myself. I know it kind of gets confusing, and again, that's why you need to talk to somebody. But if you are looking for an income stream at retirement, most of the time, an annuity, especially this particular one that we have right now, that's absolutely amazing, will guarantee you more than you could ever pull out individually on your own. But if you're not at retirement, is an annuity a good decision? Is it a good thing? I think yes. Couple of reasons. If you want to guarantee that floor, right? You never want to lose, and you want that money to grow, but you want that safety and security of at least that bucket. You don't have to put everything there, maybe put something there, right? Or, wow, so I was going to say, something else.
I don't know.
I don't know. You just have to make it up.
But I will tell you now, we're talking all about the things that are great about annuities. Before we go into actually showing you some examples of how these bonuses work and the things that Kimberly's talking about, let's think about the things you need to be aware of when it comes to annuities, and why you don't want all of your assets inside one vehicle, an annuity or otherwise. Annuities are not liquid. So when I put money into an annuity, it's going to be there for a set period of time. And usually these contracts with the insurance companies have what we call a surrender period, that, average out around 10 years. But I mean, there's some, if you don't read the fine print, that could be 15. There are also some that are shorter surrender periods than that, but your benefits from the insurance company usually go down the shorter that surrender period is. So there's a fine balance of how many years can I let this money sit without touching it. And there are ways to get little bits of it out without penalties or without surrender, but that's details. What you need to be aware of is that some people sell bonuses as free money. They always come with some sort of piece inside there. So we need to make sure that whoever you're talking to understands how that works in your situation. And also know that that money will be locked up or tied up, and make sure that that's okay with that portion of your plan and that fits in with what you're looking to do. So that's the things that people look at about annuities that I think a lot of time they get concerned, or the product gets a bad rap because the customer doesn't understand or isn't explained the surrender period, or they're not explained that the bonus, like if it's an income bonus, which are very common, like Kimberly was talking about those buckets, they think that bonus is going straight to their lump sum, and that at the end of that term they can take that money out and walk away with it. And that's not the case at all. You have to take it out in the form of an income stream to actually benefit from that
If
bonus.
that's where that bonus is, right?
Right. There's two different types.
Two different types, for sure.
So yeah, I just wanted to make sure I threw out that.
And sometimes, so yes, there are surrenders on annuities, and different years give you different perks. Like Zach said, different companies have different options. But are surrenders bad? In my opinion, no. If we're putting that money there for a certain reason, we're putting it there for a long-term strategy anyway. It's not I'm going to put it in today and pull it out tomorrow. If it is, that's not a product that you want to use as a tool in your tool belt, right? But if you're guaranteeing an income stream, and every single year for the rest of your life that pot of money is going to pay you 50,000 a year, whatever it is, the surrender doesn't matter because you're never going to lump sum that money back out because that's not the goal of that part of your retirement plan. I want to show you a couple of illustrations that I have. You guys hear me talk about the 4% rule all the time, right? So the 4% rule basically means that whatever lump sum you have, you can confidently take, at least rule of thumb in the industry anyway, right? About 4% from that investment per year, every single year over a 30-year period of time, and have a 90% confidence rate that it will last for that 30-year period of time, based on tons of studies and back studies and everything. So the industry says you can pull comfortably 4% from your lump sum, and that can be your retirement income stream if it's still invested in the market, right? Also, remember that I say this quite a bit. If you have $1 million saved, most people do not, but if you have $1 million saved, 4% of $1 million is $40,000 a year. Most people can't afford to live off of $40,000 a year, nor do most people have $1 million saved. So what do? Lots of things, lots of conversations. We need to make more money. We need to put more away. We all know that, right? But how can I make my money go further? An annuity is a great way to do that without the volatility risk, without the concern for that. So let me share my screen and let me show you guys. Let me move all these little fun things. Is that, no, this one. This is the nationwide annuity that I was talking about a second ago. And this is just showing you, let's see, which one is this? It's not the one I want to show you. Just kidding. Hold on. This is the one I want to show you. Am I sharing still?
Yes, read.
All this technology over here. I need a Vanna White. I think maybe they already retired. I think they're retiring.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
okay.
did you know?
Maybe we
Anyway.
can help them out.
Maybe we can help them out. Yeah. So this just shows you, this is an example of someone putting $250,000 into an annuity, which is the green box, or $250,000 in the market. And I think I can show you this. Let's see if I can use my little, okay, perfect. So you can see this $250,000 going in at age 55. This particular account is showing you the 4% annual withdrawal rate. So if I start pulling my money out at 56, I can pull $10,000 a year out of this account. If I put the same amount of money into this annuity that's got that 30% bonus, I put $250,000 in, but day one, my income value is $325,000. That means I can pull out almost half as, like
50% more.
Thank you. In the annuity guaranteed for life than I could have from my investment portfolio at that 4% rule with volatility. In this particular annuity, the longer you wait, the bigger your income grows, right? They give you that 30% bonus up front, which you can see here. Again, it's on your income, not on your money. But then they also give you an 8% compounded roll up every single year you don't use that income until you do. So potentially you could put that money in today, you could wait 10 years, and that income stream goes from 15,000 to 34,000. If we put it into, our investment account, we allowed it to grow for that same 10-year period of time. Based on the 4% withdrawal rate, we could only get 17,000. So based on this annuity, right, this particular one specifically, you could provide almost 94% more income than a traditional strategy, and everything is guaranteed for the rest of your life. So I don't know about you, but when I get ready to retire and I know that I'm not earning anymore, right? I want as many guarantees, as much confidence to know how much money I have coming in every single month, guaranteed. And if I have more than I need, great, fine. We can play with that money. We can do whatever we want to with it. But I at least want to know that everything that I have to have is covered. And an annuity is a great way to do that. Here's one more comparison that I'll show you. Let me actually flip that around before I pull it up. that I'll show you that just also shows you about performance and what you would have to do. Will it pop back up if I do it that way? Is that it?
Mhm.
Yeah. All right, so this is a different one. And again, this is just conceptual. It might not be the best thing for you, but I still want you to be able to understand it and know how it works. So this is comparing the returns that you would have to have in a traditional investment account versus what you have with a guaranteed income from your annuity, right? So again, it says traditional investment of this initial investment of $250,000 at issue. If we use that income bonus and we use that income base, you can pull money off of $325,000. So year one, we're pulling money off of, because you actually have to wait a year, we're pulling money off of $351,000 guaranteed. If you put $250,000 into a traditional portfolio, you would have had to make 40.40% in that 1 year to be able to pull income off of $351,000, right? And you can see that all the way through. So let's just say I put this money into this annuity, right? I put $250,000 into this annuity, and I put $250,000 into a traditional portfolio, and I want to wait 10 years. In 10 years, in my traditional annuity, right, in this annuity that I put it in with this bonus, I can pull income off of $701,000. In 10 years, in my traditional portfolio, I would have had to earn 10.87% every single year for 10 years to outpace the income I would receive from my traditional portfolio, or from my annuity that I put it in there. So are annuities bad? No, not necessarily. No, not in my opinion. There are a lot of guarantees that you get from annuities that I think are really, really, really good and really beneficial when it comes to that time. I love how you like Kimberly. What?
Lead.
Shut up, Chase. I always
I don't have a choice, you know that.
Anyway. So you just distracted me, Chase. I'm just kidding. But anyway, I think that's important to know. Are annuities good? Yes, I think so. Are they right in every single situation? No. Should you put every penny of your lump sum into an annuity? No. Why? Because there are surrenders. If you have an emergency, you can't get it out. But is it a great place for a portion of your assets, especially at retirement age or close to retirement age or 10 years from retirement age, right? You don't have to retire today and do an annuity. You can say, my trajectory, I didn't think I could say that word. I did. Is 10 years from now, right? So I want to know in 10 years what my income is going to be. I can tell you today confidently with zero variables at minimum what your income is going to be on this pot of money in 10 years. So to me, I think it's a big deal. I think there are lots of really great things. They're not all income based. I have, like I said, the other one that I really like gives you a 15% bonus on your money. So if you just want to put it somewhere and allow it to grow, that's a great option, right? Without the volatility of the market. We talk a lot of times of when does 50% cost you 100%? You want to tell that story so I can quit leading?
Basically, that story is all about
But
being.
say it again. When does 50% cost you 100%?
Right. So, and we have great visuals for this too, but they're not staged up and ready to go. But basically, if you look at it like a math problem, if I have $100 and I lose 50% in the market, then I'm down to $50, right? So in order to get back to my $100, how much in a percentage would I have to make on my money that's left? Well, I'd have to make a 100% rate of return on my $50 that I have left to get back to 100. If I made a 50% rate of return, I'd only be back to $75. So I think that's really why.
And a lot of people, if you lose 50%, you just have to make 50% to get back to level, and that's not true, right?
Yeah, that's and so that piece of understanding really kind of helps. Warren Buffett's number one rule is it's not about being in the market on the best day. It's about being out of the market on the worst day, because he understands that math problem, right? So that's a very, very important thing to look at. We talk about volatility risks when it comes to retirement anyway, because and some of you guys have seen the article that I've referenced before from 2009 from Time Magazine, says it's time to retire the 401k. And that was in 2009. That's a long time ago now. That was the first group of people that retired with the 401k as their number one retirement source. No pensions. They were all personal. It was their personal assets. And they retired at a time where the market was down. So if the market's down and you need to retire, it's going to greatly reduce. If you think about what was happening during that point in time, a lot of accounts got cut in half. The market was literally down 50%. And so if I thought I had $1 million, this number that Kimberly keeps talking about, and then all of us that I was going to draw income off of, and now all of a sudden I have 500,000, that 4% changes, right? It goes from 40,000 to 20,000. Now, what do? I got to get another job. I got to keep working. I got to do this. So why do we look at all the risks, and why do I love this type of product for people that are reaching that point in time where they need to have those guarantees and remove all of the question marks? Because we just showed you in one particular situation how you can turn a $250,000 investment today into 10 years from now an income pot of $710,000 without ever worrying about what the market does. The insurance company's contractually bound to pay you that. How do they do it?
And
Trust
if
me,
you
it
perform
works.
better, you make more.
That's the other
right?
thing, that if you do better than that, it actually, they'll pay you on the better number, not on the number that's guaranteed.
All right, so we're gonna stop talking to you guys today, because we promised we'd give you a few minutes, and we didn't give you very many few minutes, but we gave you a few minutes. So let's open it up. Any questions you have, or any myths that you've heard that you want cleared up, or you just want to tell us how pretty and pink we are?
It's a good one.
Nobody wants to talk about annuities. Nobody wants to be dorky with us today. Chase, thank you.
Chase has got his hand up.
I know. Speak to
Well,
us.
first of all, that was a major compliment and sentences of love towards you. Just to be clear, there was nothing at all bad in that.
Chase,
You know, I love you guys.
From me.
I was just making sure. Can't be bad with the Odeys. Those are my people. So this is amazing information. You said a lot of things that I didn't know. You said a lot of things I did know. And I just want to compliment you on your delivery and how you made it so much easier to, more palpable for me. I just thought I was like, oh, wow, I didn't know that part. So now I want to read more about it and can put together a little book of my own, because I think it's just really great information. And that was always the thing that you usually don't hear when you're speaking about investments is, okay, when you do this, you're guaranteed to get this. You said that multiple times, which I think is really positive for most people, obviously, because at a certain point in your life, you need money to survive. And if you're not working anymore, like you said, to have this particular kind of policies that guarantee you, and the numbers, I honestly did not know the numbers, the way that you put them together. So I really appreciate that. And you definitely stimulated my imagination on a lot of levels. And I'll come talk to you guys, because you guys are my peeps. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the great delivery. I love you guys.
Yeah, right, thanks, Chase. And that's an important point. You will never hear me say the word guarantee unless it is contractually bound in something that says guarantee before I do, right? Because in the financial world, most things aren't guaranteed, but that is, so that's a big deal. Any other questions or conversations or anything that you guys want to clear up before we sign off for the day? Now is your time. Now's your chance. Do you have any questions for me?
Me?
Yeah.
No. What are we going to do today? We got work to do.
It's Monday, so well, I don't know. We'll do something.
All right. Well, guys,
something fun.
We appreciate you, and we're thankful for being here and being able to get out into this space every Monday to get our week started. And so we remind you as we leave to love, laugh out loud, stress less, eat mostly plant-based, give whatever you can, and sleep, get that rest, get up and move. When we get done with this meeting, get up and move. And then finally, take that pause between stimulus and response. Give yourself a minute to decide how you want to react. So check yourself before you wreck yourself, in the famous lyrics.
Can you do that again?
Check yourself before you wreck.
How
you want to react.
The roll up.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, we will see you same time, same place tomorrow morning on the Daily Huddle. So like us and subscribe to us and follow us on YouTube and all of our other social channels. And if we can help you, then reach out. We'd love to.
Absolutely.
Have a great week.